Currently in Formula 1, there are many people drifting through the silly season trying to time their move to perfection. Notice I say people because it's more than just the drivers. I'm talking team personnel, engineers, and even team principals. Well, we think there is a bit of a pattern coming up, and with a few people far more loose-lipped in regards to their futures at the British Grand Prix this weekend than normal, we've got some pretty good evidence to back up our thought process. All this time, we've thought that Carlos Sainz is a bottleneck driver, the one that will make all the pieces fall into place. But what if I told you that it wasn't even a driver that could trigger the market to snap back into action, but instead it was a team principal out of a job? And if it is a driver, then there is one with a far more imminent choice to make than Carlos, which could immediately slam yet another door shut in the Spanish driver's face, or even two of them. Want to know why all eyes are on Esteban Ocon? It seems that he holds all the cards at the moment and could trigger an insane collapse of the driver market any day now. And stick around because Carlos Sainz could be limping into a team with the help of an old admirer as yet more doors look set to be slammed. That's right, we don't think the whole driver market revolves around Carlos Sainz anymore as much as it seems that he thinks it does. Rather, at the moment, Esteban Ocon has two options currently in front of him, and one of which could render the Spanish driver with yet another option no longer available. But first, let's discuss the far less consequential of his options. Ever since his unceremonious dropping by Alpine following the incident at Monaco, Ocon's main link has been to Haas, with Nico Hülkenberg departing for Audi and Kevin Magnussen seeming to not be the priority driver for the team to move forward with. Having recently announced the worst-kept secret on the paddock, Oliver Behrman as the driver for the team next season, Haas will be eager to have some experience to partner the young Brit. While not exactly known for being the friendliest teammate, Ocon is a race winner and still a young and hungry prospect that will look to push the team further up the grid. According to Ocon, however, they're already doing pretty well themselves, with the French driver admiring the direction of the team under Ayo Komatsu's leadership, with Esteban having this to say following yet another strong weekend from the pseudo-American team. They've been improving a lot, which is for sure an example for every other team, how they're doing it at the moment. So clearly Ocon is an admirer, however he's insisting at every opportunity that his future isn't signed away yet, with him insisting that, despite the rumors existing that he's already penned a contract with Haas, that he is still very much working on where he will be racing next year, as the 27-year-old said. There's nothing more to say on that. We are obviously working on my future, there are good discussions going on, and I hope that I will be able to announce very soon. It has nothing to do with me what Carlos is doing basically. We're managing our own things, and as I said, things are going well and I should be able to speak more in a couple races. So, unlike other drivers, Ocon is not at the whims of Carlos Sainz's future, and the reason why we will discuss later. However, his continuous distancing from Haas, despite them having an upturn in form recently, indicates that his future may indeed lay elsewhere, and believe it or not, there seems to be two possibilities. We'll discuss one now, as it is a legitimate rumor going around with evidence to back it up, but at the end of the video, I'll be revealing what might be the biggest tinfoil hat theory that I've had to date, so be sure to stick around. So first of all, the less tinfoil hat option, which really says something, is that Esteban Ocon could leave Alpine for Williams before the season even finishes. The theory behind this is that Logan Sargent has already started making contingency plans for next season, with a move to Prema Racing in IndyCar becoming his most viable option for a drive next year. During the next media day at Silverstone, team principal of Williams, James Vowles, revealed that the team were considering replacing Sargent before the end of the season, with him saying this about the possibility: "We're continually evaluating it. What we've said to Logan is it's a meritocracy. You have to make sure you earn your place in the sport continuously. That's been the same message that has been for 18 months really for him. We are open-minded to things." And according to Ted Kravitz, there's a pretty prevalent rumor currently going around the paddock, with the pit lane pundit adorning his own tinfoil hat over the weekend. Who could replace Logan Sargent mid-season? Could it be Kimi Antonelli? Unlikely, as it seems Mercedes wants him to complete his Formula 2 season, but it's not impossible. Could it be the likes of Jack Doohan or Liam Lawson? It's unlikely for them. What is being rumored around the paddock is that Alpine could suggest an early release for Esteban Ocon, who could go to replace Logan Sargent at Williams. Alpine could get Jack Doohan in for an early debut ahead of a potential full-time race drive next year. That could be the swap that would enable Williams to have an experienced experienced hand like Ocon for the rest of the season, maybe after the summer break if they decide not to continue with Logan Sargent. So that course of events, a course that doesn't seem too far of a stretch if we're honest, would consequently see Carlos Sainz forced to Audi, as well as deny any other driver a seat outside of the final Haas seat. Alpine are a team that would love to get someone from within their own family into the car, with Doohan due to test the car early this month, and Williams would stand a better chance of scoring points this year in a massively competitive lower half of the table. However, there could be one man that makes all the difference for Carlos Sainz, an admirer that's already made the dream of driving in red a reality for the Spaniard. That's right, Mattia Binotto could be making a comeback in the sport, and I can think of no better team for him than one where clown makeup is part of the uniform. Alpine. Now, Binotto has previously made his thoughts clear on Renault engines, claiming they are the reason he wouldn't join the team. However, there was a huge announcement just a few weeks back that could turn the ex-Ferrari man's head. It was announced that the team was considering a switch up to customer programs for the next regulations, with the higher-ups at the team losing faith in Renault engines themselves, having been the victims of Renault V6s ever since the team's inception, an engine with the most technical retirements in recent years, and we would hedge a bet to say that they have the most engine-related retirements since 2014 switched to the V6 turbo hybrids. Flavio Briatore's reintroduction to Enstone basically came with the task of just fix it, and Mattia Binotto, despite his pitbull incapabilities, is one hell of an engineer. The introduction of Binotto, not as a team principal but in a leading technical role, would be a smart move to put the technical side of Alpine on the right track, but it may also grant the team a greater chance of securing Carlos Sainz if they wish to do so. Not only that, it may be part of Binotto's decision as to whether he does come to the team or not, with him likely having his own demands and questions of what the team wants with their future. Let's face it, he wouldn't consider it if there was a Renault engine in the car, as it would hamstring the project, and he would likely have a similar attitude if it came to the caliber of the driver in the car. Mattia was the man who opted to replace Vettel with Carlos Sainz, and Sainz was incredibly complimentary of his departing team principal when it was announced that he was being dropped by the Scuderia. The issue for Carlos is that all of this may just take too long, with his future needing to be decided within the coming month or so. However, if the difference between securing Sainz or not is the introduction of Binotto, then I imagine that Enstone may well decide to act quickly. Now, we can already hear someone saying something in the comments about how this is all just supposition and theories, and well, duh. We're just working with the information we have, and while Binotto could be consequential on Sainz's future, we don't think that he would be able to sway the team from promoting within their own ranks. As fun of a theory as it is, we think that Ted's is far closer to actually happening, which you'd expect given he walks through the paddock every weekend. However, if it doesn't happen, then we have something even more juicy, something that could completely throw everyone for a loop. Ocon to Mercedes, baby! Ocon wants a drive for next year. Antonelli is still an unproven entity, and while he recently had an uptick in form, it's yet to be seen whether or not he deserves a top drive for next season, which even if he did, the promotion of Antonelli to Mercedes F1 team would potentially stunt his growth as a driver and risk ruining his potential altogether. Ocon is still managed by Toto Wolff, who will be looking for a driver he can trust to hold the second Mercedes seat tight, and Ocon would certainly fill that role in the interim while Antonelli gains experience. Ocon is desperate for a drive and would snatch the opportunity to drive at the sharp end of the field. Mercedes are desperate for a desperate driver they feel they can trust. It all just makes sense, doesn't it? Well, maybe not, but I'm pretty happy with it. What do you think? Do you think we've been on the giggle bush? Or do you think we're onto something here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching.